Yo, do us a favor and yourself a favor by hitting that subscribe button. Make sure to tap that notification bell as well so you can stay updated. Now let's get to the video.
This is iLLANOiZE Radio with Biko, Illinois Jones, and Pretty Riot going down right now.
Welcome world, welcome world, welcome world, welcome world, welcome world, welcome world. It's iLLANOiZE Radio, Chicago's most valuable radio show. I'm your host, Biko, alongside Pretty Riot, Illinois Jones. And as always, we bring you all the illest guests from around the city and globe. And today, man, we got T.Taylor in the building.
Welcome. Welcome back.
Yes, Sirski.
It's been a minute.
Welcome back. It's my first time behind the mic, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn. You been up here a few times. It feel like you just been, well, you family.
Nah, for sure.
Definitely.
We did shows together, you know what I mean?
Yeah, memorable show.
Yeah, remember, that was a classic.
Man.
That was the last show in the Wire.
Damn near. I don't remember.
We did another one. We did,
because I was going to say damn near was the last.
We did, yeah.
How you been, brother? You looking all healthy and shaped like you ready to go do a photo shoot for GQ.
That's what's happening, man. I'm happy you noticed, you know. Now, I've been in the gym heavy, man. I say during, like, the end of the Fatdemic, man, I really started,
Fatdemic.
You know,
Everybody got names for the pandemic.
Don't think the Fatdemic. That's a new one.
Fuck, bro.
Me too.
I was on some real Professor Clump shit, man. So I started looking at myself, looking at pictures. I was like, nah, I can't go. So I started getting in the gym. Actually, it's funny that you said that shit, but going into the next month, I'm about to really go hard. You know what I'm saying? So
the Fatdemic is what inspired you to really get in that gym.
Nah, 100%, man. Like, I can't, you know, the older you get, the harder it is to get in the gym. So I think the hardest part is getting started, you know what I'm saying? So once I start getting in there, it started becoming a habit, you know what I'm saying? Drop the kids off, go to the gym. So it was like...
You feel a healthier mind frame from, you know, hitting the gym more often now?
Nah, I feel like you move better, you know what I'm saying? You talk better, you can put your t-shirts on different. It's different. It's different when you start, you know what I'm saying? After a while, you buy certain clothes. Like you buy a medium or a large, and then you start seeing that shit start stretching. Like, damn, now I gotta go up a size. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit don't, you know.
My man said the shirt hit different.
Nah, for real. Like,
when you got a midriff, when the midriff is deep, when the undershirt got a gap in between it, oh no, let me go to this gym, shawty.
For real.
No, man, I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear you all healthy, man. And y'all was just talking about Africa, before we start the show, man. What was that experience like for you?
Man, bro, like I've traveled a lot, and I want to say this hit different because I haven't traveled. Like I traveled a lot during my years, but I had stopped traveling maybe like a year or two ago, like a lot. So I told myself when I went out of there, I was gonna kind of just view this different. Like you'll travel somewhere and just chill in the hotel and just be in the ambiance of the tourist place, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, let me kind of get out there. So when I went to Ghana, I appreciated it. I prayed when I got out there, you know what I'm saying? I felt the spirit, you know, people were saying welcome home, you know what I'm saying? So I haven't did my chain of where I'm from, but we from, you know what I mean?
That's the start.
It's a start somewhere out there. So it felt that way. So yeah, the food was different. The fruit was different. You know what I mean? Like it was different.
What sits with you the most from, you know, traveling out to Ghana? The people, was it the environment? Like, yeah, what sits on your mind the most that'll make you, you know, it just sticks with you?
Of course, going to Ghana was something, and I think the reason I went out there because, you know, it's offered for me to travel a lot. If it's you know what I'm saying, it's at me. It's for me if I wanted to. But I really wanted to perform in front of the people. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I haven't did it in so long. Me and Jeremih haven't did that in so long. So it was kind of like that's my cousin. So it was kind of like, oh shit, we connected immediately when we got up there. It wasn't no rehearsal. It was showtime. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it actually happened. And I think the experience of being in front of 52,000 people at your command, that's a feeling for me off back. But being in Africa and just, you know, like seeing the culture of how they live, and then, like I said, coming back to Chicago and appreciating what you got, like, you know what I'm saying, and want to do better, you know what I'm saying, and even talking about the real estate, like trying to figure out a way, like, how can I tap into that, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be that. It's gonna be the new Dubai or whatever. It's gonna be that.
Definitely.
Trust me, 5 years from now, y'all gonna hear about Ghana being that book.
Yep, because the cries is shaking. And then you just spoke on you and Jay, because I had a feeling that you all haven't performed. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you performed, but I had a feeling like y'all haven't performed together in a while. So you said that was like the first time in a while that y'all connect. How long has it been since you two hit the stage together?
It's so crazy because how it usually happens is like we was performing so much together as the stage was becoming our practice. You know what I'm saying? Like every time we got out there, boom, all right, so next time we're gonna do that. And then it just became a synergy of that's doing it. And I think the muscle memory behind the shows, like when I went out there, like he's done plenty of shows and still doing shows, but how I put the set list together for him immediately, he was just more comfortable. Like, I know that this dude got my back no matter what. So, yeah, it was 2 years. It was 2 years before we had officially got on the stage together in front of that many people. And mind you, we talk all the time, but it ain't about the show or nothing like that. It's like, we just talking, kicking the bobos. He said, you want to come to Ghana? I said, yeah, let's make it happen. And when I went out there, I don't know how it was for you getting into Ghana, but we had to wait. So how he came into customs was different than how the rest of the team came in. So once he came out, he was gone for the rest of the day, and then the next day was the show. So we didn't do sound check or nothing. So that was us getting on the stage, us handing the mic. He go to set list, all right, for sure.
It looked like y'all was prepared because y'all had a strip pole up on that stage. I mean,
well, most definitely talked about that.
You know,
and that's how he come though. Like if you ever been to a Jeremih show, that's how he come. Like he gonna.
I've never been to a Jeremih show.
I
got an experience.
We got to experience Jeremih before at Wire.
That's the Wire. But,
that was just a pop out. Like
that was just he just outside. I need the full experience.
It's different, bro. Y'all two on stage is magic. Like I can like if you didn't say what you said or Jeremih didn't say what y'all said about like not having rehearsal, no one would believe that because it looked like y'all rehearsed.
And it's crazy because we never rehearsed. But we've been doing shows with each other for like, I mean, I can say 6 or 7 years consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like that was our thing. And like we'd go on tour and it was just, all right, I know what he like it and he know why I like it. So I know if he ain't about to say nothing, I know immediately we ain't about to let the stage be dead. And that's just been my method, period. And that goes with me throwing shows and me having my own way of me throwing my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the type of dude, like, I don't like to embarrass myself. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm out there with you, we good.
I'm going to make sure
y'all we good. I want to make sure we good. I'm covering everybody because I ain't that type of dude. So I think he got that trust in me, and that's why it makes it so easy for us to perform together.
Did it rekindle y'all connection as far as hitting the stage again sometime soon? Because you said it's been 2 years.
Yeah, so. I mean, like I said, I think the opportunity is there. It's just I got a lot of stuff here now where, you know, like the opportunity is there, and I think that's going to be there for the rest of my life, considering that we family, considering that he's who he is, considering that, you know, the demand is still there. He still got a lot in the clip, you know what I'm saying? So who's to say what can happen in the next year where we can kind of figure out a way that can be a consistent thing again. But I think that one-off for me was like, boom. And, you know, even shows like after that, like literally we was in Ghana and an offer for Dubai was in the same, like, it's just that we couldn't make it happen as far as the time, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, like, it's always there.
iLLANOiZE Radio is giving out free promo throughout the month of February. If you have a business or are in entertainment, you should take advantage of this by visiting illanoize.co/free promo. That's ILLANOiZE. And tell them Jones sent you, because you might get an extra hookup. Who knows? I love the word free. Do you? I like this. A fit. This somebody logo. This an independent joint.
Time, man. It's a clothing designer. They sent me some shit from London, man. They said, "Can I send you some clothes?" And I said, "For sure." And this just so happened to be one of the joints.
That shit hard.
Yeah.
The hat too, or you just had the hat to match?
The hat had to. I had to figure the hat out. I was like, "Oh,
you know, Chicago nigga gonna put some coordination to it."
I said, "Oh, so y'all want to put the orange in there? Okay, let me go to." I seen that.
Definitely fresh as hell, man.
Thank you, bro.
Let's take it back, man. Before we get into some things, man. Let's take it back to the beginning of things for you when you was a student at well, I won't even say. I guess we could say student at Columbia. You know, you know what. Matter of fact, fuck that. Even before that, because let's go back, because your family is in music in general.
Yeah.
So, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
So I got 2 sisters and I got an older brother, and my older brother is the one that kind of got me introduced to music. He's Willie Taylor from back in the day. I used to travel with a group, and I was.
Oh, that's your brother.
Yeah.
Willie Taylor, that's my brother.
Goddamn,
I'm Terrell Taylor. That's Willie Taylor.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
I thought y'all was just cousins.
Nah,
shit.
That's my blood brother. Same mama, same daddy. So he had a group back in the day called Quiet Storm, and I stayed in Chicago, and then we ended up moving to Harvey, Illinois. Okay. And once I moved out there, like Harvey's connected to all the suburbs out there. So Quiet Storm was like, damn, there'd B2K out there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They'd go to a high school or grammar school and tee it up, you know what I'm saying? So by me being in grammar school and he'll pull me on stage all the time, I'll be like, yeah, get that. I was getting that.
Getting that role?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I used to cheer my big brother on because I seen it at an early age how he hit it. And so once he started doing that, he'd do little colleges and stuff like that, and I'd be damn near 14, 15, little nigga on the road with them. So I was always found a way to connect with somebody in any situation I was. That's my thing. Like if I'm behind the scenes, whatever, I'm gonna connect with somebody. So a lot of people start seeing my face for being around that at a young age. And then as I got from high school, I ended up going to school, Parkland, but I ended up transferring to U of I. In the process of me doing that, my cousin Jeremiah was at U of I. So when my
hold on. Jeremiah went to the U of I too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
History.
Yeah. So he went down there, and it's so crazy because that's my young cousin. He went down there and he was 17 because he graduated a year early.
Okay.
So he went down there, and once he went down there, he was a 17-year-old in college. So
damn, smart ass.
No, very smart, but you got to think of a kid in
college. He was wilding. Birthday sex. It was real.
My man's like, and that was like, outside of us being from around our parents and stuff like that, that was our time to like, we really grew up out there, you know what I'm saying? So we had our own crib and everything like that. So the second year of us staying out there, we end up living together, and we created a little crew out there called the Shy Boys. And in that process, Jeremiah would always sing. One of my homies would put it together. Adam Mojo would put it together, and I'd be the host. You know what I'm saying? So
that was the group.
That was our group. So that's how we connected with the school. That's how we connected with people in the city. That's how we connected with the clubs, the sororities, fraternities. Like everybody knew the Shy Boys. If we had something going on, oh, okay, that was their little crew. So that was another little level of like, all right, I like this type of lifestyle as well. So maybe my second or third year into college, me and Jeremiah ended up transferring to Columbia College. And in the process of us going to Columbia, they had their own little thing at Columbia that I wanted to be a part of, but I was coming from somewhere else. Like the shows, I want to throw a show, but it'd be like, nah, you ain't
ready yet.
Right, you ain't gang. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I always wanted to tap into that, but it was like the school wouldn't let me do it how I wanted to do it because I was coming from being a dude already, you know what I'm saying? So in that process, my homie had just opened like a community center on 55th, and it's called the Cleo Center. Okay. And he was saying that he had an idea of throwing open mics and stuff, and like I was like, okay, I already throw shows. So my network from Champaign, and then my network that I was gaining from Columbia, and then my network from where I was just coming around in the city from, having parties or throwing parties or whatever, was all coming to 55th. So you will get some of the cream of the crop coming on 55th. Like, what the hell is going on up on 55th? You know what I'm saying? So it was becoming like the spot I hold 150 people. It'd be like damn near 150 to 200 people in there trying to like really see the show. But I had it to the point where I was bouncing from me, and I have a band, so I can play off that thing. So it just became, they weren't coming for the talent, no cap, they were coming for me, you know what I'm saying, because I was holding the show. And
you're a damn good host too.
Appreciate
and
it, bro.
a damn good hype man, by the way.
Thank you.
Be on stage.
So I tried to incorporate all that what I was doing for the shows on 55th, and in the process of me doing that, I was still going to Columbia, and an opportunity came for me to become an intern at Bad Boy. And it just so happened during that time my brother had just made the band. But I didn't get the intern based off my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like
when you say make the band, you talking about like day 26 make the band?
Yeah, day 26 making the band. Like I remember the whole process of him calling me, from him meeting Diddy and him doing all the stuff. Like I remember those moments of him telling me, him even auditioning. It was like, yo man, I think I'm gonna audition. He said somebody told him to go down there, and it just so happened that it started because he was just not. I think he was about to go solo from the Quiet Storm thing. So it was just a decent transition for that to come apart.
Was like, because you witnessed that process at all? Was there like any type of challenges that you all like felt from that? Because that was a big leap to go to New York and then try out for a whole nother group that you don't even know who the fuck finna be in this group. Yeah. So did you see any challenges from that?
I was. And it's so crazy. Like I said, I'm a big fan of my brother. I was so confident I knew he was going to win because I seen him do it already. So even if he didn't know he was going to win, I was like, man, ain't too many people rocking with you. Even to this day, like vocally and stuff like that, like Willie Taylor is cold. You know what I'm saying? Like really dope. You know what I'm saying? But I knew once he got in the competition, and you got to think about it, that's a competition of singers all over the world.
Yeah.
That's the world of singing.
On TV.
So, like, for niggas not to even respect that, this nigga won a competition of singers around the world is like, you know what I mean? But, yeah, for me to see that process and for me to see how he grinded, I knew, like, he was always a person, like, it wasn't no plan B for him. Like, that was one person I knew, he said that he was going to be this. And when you see that coming from somebody and you actually become that, it's like, damn. Like, that's dope. That's motivation. You know what I'm saying?
With you being the brother of Willie, how do you support a person that's going through something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you also got the new gig being the intern for Bad Boy. So by
the time I became the intern, it was already day 26. But it was so crazy because by the time I became the intern, I never told nobody that's who he was. Like, bro didn't even know that.
That's
smart
you did that.
So
he didn't even know you was interning for Bad Boy.
Well, he knew, but he didn't tell nobody. I told him like keep it. I didn't want no extra favoritism or nothing like that. So by the time I went out there with the anticipation of working as an A&R. I wanted to hear music and pick it, and that's what I thought that was. But the opportunity became for me to come in the publishing department. So I was watching the Mario Winans and Amadeus, all these people who are production, who's under Bad Boy. I'm watching those checks come in like, God damn. Like,
speaking on just being in the publishing department, explain to people what publishing is and how important that shit is.
So
this is how people get paid. Like, and this is like, we're gonna tap into this too, because once I found that out, it got me into the mindset like I need to start writing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to figure out how to get in these rooms. But like, let's use Mario Weiner for example. He was one of the main writers for A Bad Boy, and I remember seeing a check for him coming through for like $50,000 one week, and I put it to the side, and then maybe 2-3 weeks later, another $30,000. I'm like, oh shit. And then he'd call up there and be like, hey, did my checks come in? I'm like, yeah. By the time he'd come and get it, he damn near ran up 200. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he was a writer, and he had other people writing for him, and he'd have producers, and those producers would be under him. So outside of everything, Mario Weiner was the person, but he had an umbrella of writers and
like a network.
Like, it was a chain of events, and I'm pretty sure that man to this day still probably grabbing checks. You know what I'm saying? But that was my way of seeing like, okay, writers is the bag winners. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got the song and you got the beat, you know what I'm saying? That's the way. If you can get into that lane and you can really get into it, like, that's my vision now is not to sign with a publishing department, but if you do, make sure it's something to get you to the next level. Like, don't use that and think what they not doing for you. Think what they are doing for you, so you can try to get to the next space. But I think if you got your ownership of your own shit, there's so many networks now, you ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? So,
with so many artists nowadays, something like you hear about Future, you hear about Justin Bieber, everybody selling their publishing. Like, you know, what's the big thing about everybody selling publishing? Do you know it's like
money? It's money. And money. And if they can figure out a way for them to sell their publishing and they can get it back within 10 years or whatever like that, it's like, yeah, you can have my shit for this time, but I'm gonna get it back. You know what I'm saying? So
it makes sense to do that as an artist.
It makes sense, yeah. Like, I've heard about close people that I know, like, yeah, I'm about to sell my publishing. I be like, damn, why the fuck you doing that? Because there's so many. But if it's a bag, it's like, Okay.
You think if somebody offered Jay a bag for his catalog?
I mean, like I said, shit, it's people that's doing it now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too personal, but it's people that's doing that. You know what I'm saying?
So like for a limited time only.
Yeah, I think that's the best deal. Like, not to say, because people, you can look in the fine print, it'd be for infinity, and you'd be like, oh shit, that ain't never. Your kids ain't nothing getting that shit back. But if you do a 20, 25 years, and you can see like, all right, I can do this for now, because you still gonna eat. And then that 25 years, that's for your kids and your shit like that. Then they can do what they want to do with it. But,
damn, so you got a 6-month intern with Bad Boy.
So no, it's so crazy because I'm gonna break down how I got into it. When I was down there, like I said, I never told a soul who my brother was, but I worked a lot. So my way of doing it was I met the security guard, I met the janitor, I met everybody, and people like the interns had to be down there from a certain time to a certain time. But I was working my way so hard that my restrictions start opening up because I was so cool with the security guard. Mm-hmm. So I never forget, Day 26 had already became a thing or whatever, and he was filming another show, Who Want to Work for Diddy. So he wasn't in the building as much as he was, but the time that he was in the building, this was my first time really like, okay, we got time? Can I tell you a story?
Go ahead.
Let me tell y'all a funny Diddy story, all right? This is very funny. My brother was making the band shit, and everybody was in this hallway, so the hallway wasn't big. Like, this is my very first time meeting Diddy in the hallway. So I'm seeing my mama right here, my brother over there taking pictures, Danny Kane over there, you seeing Young Jock, everybody over there. So I'm like, oh shit, it's crazy. Ooh. So I'm looking at Diddy. My mom know how much I look up to Diddy. Mm-hmm. She's like, there go your boy. And I'm like, oh yeah. So I'm bracing myself. I'm like, I'm about to shake this nigga hand, right? So he's shaking people's hand, and as we walk through the hallway, we get this close, and I shook his hand. But he must have seen somebody much more important than me, and it was like it was shaking. It was like it was shaking my hand, but he moved me to the side, and I'm stuck like this. But then he seen the nigga behind him, and hey baby, gave him a hug. So I'm sitting there watching him hug this nigga, and I'm like, I look in the corner, my mama busting the fuck up. Fuck you, Diddy.
Damn, he sound like
he ain't show me no love like that.
I'm thinking we had a moment, man. But then I end up interning for him, and I just so happened to be on the elevator with him, because like I said, they wouldn't let nobody. They wouldn't let nobody on the elevator. When Diddy came in, the building shut down. But I was cool with the security guard. And Ma worked on the 4th floor. Diddy was on the 6th floor. So when I got on the elevator, I was supposed to go down, but it ended up going up. And when I went up, there it is. He walking in, head down in the phone. Woo. So I was sitting there like, damn, I need to say something. And as we going down, we made it to like the 3rd floor. I'm like, hey Diddy, what up, man? My name's T, man. I'm from Chicago. I'm working on the 4th floor, dude. I gave him a quick little resume, real quick.
You should have told that nigga he sidelined.
The whole time I wanted to, but I was like, let's not even bring up old shit, man. Let's move forward. But as we walking down, like I said, they was filming Want to Work for Diddy shit. And we walking out, and I just so happened like, all right, Diddy, I'll talk to you later. So they taking pictures and shit. I looked on the internet so long, I'm trying to find that picture, man. Everybody found that picture. I was shaking his hand as he was leaving and shit. But
never found the picture or the person that...
It never happened. I don't know, man.
It did happen. It happened, just you don't got the...
It's not documented.
Damn.
I'm looking on the internet like... shaking the random nigga hand on front of his
You Googling all type of shit. Diddy shaking the random nigga hand.
Who was this new nigga?
You searching Getty images?
Right. Who was the new nigga that Diddy like so much?
Oh, that's funny as hell. Oh, man.
That was a vibe. But I end up like I said, I said all that to say it. As I was in there for 6 months, the reason why it didn't work at Bad Boy, because that building just dismantled. Like, after a while, there was no reason for the Bad Boy building. So in the process of me working there for 6 months, I was in the publishing department, and it happened because the person who I was interning for was going to be a entertainment lawyer. Mm-hmm. So I knew everything that he was doing, but when he left, he made it to the point where I was getting his rate because, it was just respect. So I was handling all the calls, I was making sure everybody was getting their checks and everything, and it became, for me, become a paid intern. And in the process of me doing that, the next step was to get the job, but the whole time, like, the whole building was going down. Yeah, so they ended up firing everybody. I had to come back to the crib and shit like that. But that was a great learning experience because I met a lot of industry people during that time. And, I got my feet wet as far as how people move and how this actually works and how, like, the knowledge of, like, I was going to Columbia, and I respect Columbia because even when I was going there, my teacher was doing what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not just listening to somebody talk.
Actually
like,
practicing what he preached.
Right, like, okay, you did do this. And he was a rock and roll person, but it was like, you did this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and in the process of me getting that internship, like I said, I really, really met a lot of my industry friends, and it was, I really took the internship, like, as what I was supposed to do.
And we gonna tap into more of some of these industry vets you done linked up with, and you know, some things you learned from publishing. You wrote a song.
I did, and I think that's what helped me really. Like, once I got in that room, I knew the steps to not like, because people can write a song and get paid out or not get no record. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I knew exactly what the fuck I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And I met somebody who had wrote Party Rockers in the House.
Oh, that was a hit.
This random ass white boy was in the studio, and he was saying like, yo, and he got 3% of that song, because I think he said, everybody's gonna have a good time. He got 3% of that song,
which is a lot.
Man, that motherfucker is up though. When I say up, paid, and he was like, yeah, you gotta get that. If you get a single, people gonna start reaching out, and you're gonna start dun. And that really opened my eyes. Like, yeah, I'm coming from working there, and then I'm listening to Buddy, and I was like, yeah, I gotta figure this out. So when the opportunity came, the song was written. And I used to always be in the studio with Jeremih. Like, that was how our connection, again, on the stage, because I knew the songs as he was recording them. Mm-hmm. But I used to always be in the studio with him. And one of the songs that me and him had wrote, we came back to the crib and played it, and motherfuckers was like, they wasn't fucking with it at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Why I gotta be that way?
It was like, you felt the vibe. You played it, and they was like, yeah, play that other shit.
Was it DJs y'all like played it for, or was it just like friends?
It was our guys. It was the homies. It was the guy. Like, you know, but he was recording so many songs, so it kind of went by the wayside. But I knew what it was. That was our first time being in the studio with DJ Mustard. I'm like, man, this is a hit. So we ended up going to London, and it was a group that they was out there pushing called what's the name of the one?
Is it Krept and Konan?
Krept and Konan. And they was pushing them heavy. Like, these are the guys. So I had a laptop full of beats, and I was playing the beats, and they was just trying to find something. So we in the studio playing the beats, and I was like, man, I got this joint. And at first I was afraid to play it, because I knew how people was already receiving it. And I was like,
they probably ain't gonna
I sat there, I was like, yeah, fuck that. I pressed the play and let it ride. And they played it, and when I say all them people in there was like, oh, hit, this is our hit, this is what we want. And I started looking at Jake like, see? And from there, they was like, they wanted to add some more stuff to it. I was a part of the whole creating process of it. You know what I'm saying? They took what I was saying valuable. They was going there doing the shit I was doing. So it was like, and I got a decent percentage off that record. You know what I'm saying?
You finna get some more money off that record too, because I'm about to spend freak of the week.
Let go, shit. Ask Gabby.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl, Pretty Riot, and I'm sitting pretty starting riots right here on iLLANOiZE Radio. And every single week, you come and you watch these great interviews, and you still ain't subscribed. What are you doing? Hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on too.
Well, how I met you was at Velvet Lounge. Some years ago, man, R.I.P. to my good brother TMP.
Man, rest in peace to that guy, man. Good dude.
Very good dude, man.
Good dude, bro.
He invited me out to an event. It wasn't an open mic, it was more like a showcase you put together. And he was like, yeah, come, is at Velvet Lounge, come check me out. T.Taylor, a good dude, you need to, link up with him. I don't think we linked that day, but I went out to the Velvet Lounge, and the show you put together was perfect. Like, hella people was there. The way you hosted the event, you made sure everybody showed love to everybody. Like, yo, hosting is unique, man. And that's when I first got my niche of who you were. And I think, like, with you doing these showcases, you were also, like, looking at artists to, if I'm not mistaken, to like manage, or was it just showcases you were putting together?
So the managing aspect came about. So once I left New York and I came back to Chicago, I wanted to get back into my bag, because I used to go to a lot of open mics in New York. And it was one specifically, I think it was in Brooklyn somewhere, but it was so cold because how dude was hosting, he had the band, and he would sing. I ain't gonna say I kind of it was kind of like, I seen that, was like, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So everything as far as how I saw with the band and how he interacted with the crowd was like, man, I got to come back to it. But I was already kind of doing that in Chicago, so I felt like it was a version of myself that I was seeing in New York. So when I came back to Chicago, my brother was doing a mixtape, and it just so happened during the mixtape he wanted to make it open mic. So the Victor Hotel kicked off from a spot called Rumba, and it stemmed off of him doing his mixtape. And once we did the mixtape release party, people enjoyed it so much that I continued to do it. So in the process, it just that I was bringing like Rumba's very up class, like suit tie.
Sounds like
shit.
A dance.
Yeah, it was like if you think about it, it was like a stage, and it was very like it was an upscale spot. So I started off with the R&B, but then rap artists, they like to perform too, so I was bringing that in there, and it wasn't the like I can control my crowd, but it was still a certain type of level of person that they wanted in there. So
professionalism.
Yeah. So I had to move that in the middle of a height of it, because it was like our third, fourth weekend, and I started seeing like this is something. You know what I'm saying? So I had to keep it moving, and I found another venue, which is the Victor Hotel, and it was just a spot, but they had a stage that you could put in there. And I knew I had to bring my own sound. I knew I had to bring the band. But how it was developed and how it was ran, and at the moment, Ustream wasn't big. I mean, like, but I used to Ustream it. So not only an artist in Chicago, you getting to see me, but if you can't make it in there, and you from, they was like, so I was getting people very good looks, very, very good looks. And so many people used to come through there, just name a few, like Lil Real, he used to come in there all the time. Jeremih, he got a lot of his records off in there. Of course, Willie Taylor, he was a part of it. Rotimi used to come in there a lot.
People forget that Rotimi got some Chicago,
Oh yeah, he was
he at Northwest? What
he went to Northwestern,
yeah.
but he was out here for a good 4-5 years. When he was out here, he ran a lot with me. Like any show that I had, I made sure that I, man, can I get on? And people don't know that, but it was like, yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing. Like if I see you serious about your career, like I can give you an opportunity for people to be seen. You just got to show me your seriousness behind it, and that's how often I'll put you on the stage. So the Victor Hotel was an open mic that we had every Monday, and it ran for like 2 to 3 years consistently. And like I said, everybody, if you was in town, like I remember Benny Siegel came in, goddamn Raheem Devine, everybody who came into Chicago, if they did a radio run or anything, they make sure like Monday they knew to come into Victor. So that was like, we called it Celeb Night Open Mic for a reason, and people really got they thing off.
Hold on, man. Cause my nigga, you name dropping people that's doing their motherfucking thing right now. Mm-hmm. You mentioned Lil Real, one of the hottest comedians in the world right now. Yeah. He just had a dope ass show aired. I just watched it on was it Netflix? It was some streaming show.
HBO.
HBO,
yep.
And he did it down. He came home to do it.
Yeah, fire.
Like, what was like seeing him in the beginning?
Man, the transition between Real, it's so crazy because it's a couple people. And outside of me doing the music, I got a nice little niche in the comedy game too. Like comedians, like in my early years coming from Champaign back to Chicago, I used to throw comedy shows. I have another company called Positive Entertainment, and those talent shows are very, very big. As far as I used to have them at the DuSable Museum or the Harold Washington Cultural Center, but it's me basically. Like when I was in New York, I went to the Apollo and I seen how they did the shit. But my shit was called Showtime in Chicago, and you like them, you cheer. You don't, you boo them off the stage. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened that TMP, he real funny and animated. He used to be my Sandman.
What?
Yeah, he was my Sandman.
That's TMP though. That's funny.
For real. So like he ended up being my Sandman, but it was so energetic from like everything that I seen from the Apollo. It was like, yo, you could really come to Chicago and see that. So like I'm trying to see how it will play off in today's time, because the last show I had was 2017, Showtime in Chicago. I didn't know we were in a different climate as far as booing and shit, you know what I'm saying? But at the moment, I didn't care, and I think my crowd understands that too. And I make sure when I tell the artist that, like, it's an opportunity. This is a real time for you to see if you got it, if you don't. You know what I'm saying?
I think we need more shows like that.
Yeah. So I'm happy you said that. I'm happy you said that, because I think I'm gonna really most definitely,
because it'll get the bullshit out the way.
Listen, and it opens so many people's eyes. There's so many people's eyes who got like, okay, maybe this part of my music is not that, and that's what makes people get into the publishing or writing songs or managing and stuff. Like maybe you need to get in front of that stage stage and motherfucker can actually boo you in your face. Like, but it used to be there. Like, y'all could actually look that shit up. Showtime in Chicago, Positive Entertainment. But that was something that I used to throw. And I like I said, the last show I had was 2017 or 2017. And I think I mean, like you said, that's something that the people need.
And another good comedian, because I watched this show on Hulu. T. Murph. Woke is one of the best shows I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And he came through your open
So
mic.
let me tell you. So I had the show, and this, like, my shows that I used to throw outside of the showcases was competitions. Like, you gotta, let me see how you is against this person. You know what I'm saying? So my comedy show, So You Think You Funny, I had T. Murphy, and I'm not quite sure if y'all familiar with Chris Redding, but Chris Redding's on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, he's the dude on Saturday Night Live.
I love comedy stuff.
Yeah. So it just so happened one of the shows that I had, Lil Real was like very, very Chicago famous at the moment. So I had him as a judge, and Chris Redding was the person who was in the competition. T. Murphy was in that same competition. But in the competition, you will say your jokes, but if you're not funny, I had the judges, and if you said a bad joke or if people didn't laugh, if you got 3 lights, you disqualify from the competition, and the judges will tell you, yo, this is where you went left, this is where the shit ain't happened, da, da, da. So with those comedy competitions, Chris Redding was in there, and he's sketch funny, like he's sketch comedy funny.
Right.
So for the crowd that he did it for, they was there for some nigga funny shit, you know what I'm saying? And it just so happened Lil Real called this shit out. And I looked at a Breakfast Club interview when Chris Redding said this shit, but he was saying that he was in a comedy competition in Chicago, and Lil Real basically said, like, you are sketch comedy funny. And to see that him being on Saturday Night Live was like, damn, that's fucking like, you called that shit. And with T. Murph, same thing. He used to come to my comedy shows, and he was coming from Southern or whatever college he was
Carbondale.
at. Carbondale, right. So he used to drive down and
he used to be a barber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to drive down and do my shows, and especially he'd come to if it was a comedy show, he knew he was on the show, but for the open mics, he'd come down just to try to get on, and I always put him on the stage. So like, that's still a partner of mine too. Like, I can hit him up, and he is, you know.
That's dope, dude. You had a platform that built careers.
Yeah.
And gave hella opportunities.
Yeah.
Rotimi, Lil Rails,
Man.
T. Murph.
Yeah.
Man.
What's Ryan Henry from Black Ink? He used to always come to the Victor like every Monday. That was the home for Chicago. Like, if you came to that, boy, you knew what it was.
I want to ask you, you know, because you did open mics, and then you do comedy shows. What did you prefer to do? Like,
What's your favorite?
yeah, what's your favorite to actually put
Honestly,
together?
my favorite is the Showtime in Chicago. The show where you like them, you cheer, you don't, you boom off the stage. Like, that's because I do auditions, and I gain it's a process. So once they audition, I give it maybe like a month and a half into the show. So in that whole process, I'm talking to these artists. I'm trying to help them with their show. I'm giving them a heads up that it's not me if you get booed. It's really on how you perform. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gain that type of relationship with them, and then you got your idea of already who gonna get booed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got your mind like, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be real good. But then you got your people who you know who might gonna win. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was probably, out of all the shows, that was probably my favorite show.
Okay.
The Victor Hotel was that because it was so consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, every Monday, like, you knew you was about to. And mind you, this wasn't no. Yeah, I don't want y'all to say open mic. This open mic had 500 people in there every night.
That's the showcase. That's a concert.
But this was every night. So the first half would be like, I do like, you know, if you're just trying to get on. But then you had your people like the Rotimis, and it's some very, very dope vocalists who do background singers who's doing, like, for people now who you probably wouldn't know, but they used to come in there and they used to, like, tear the roof off the place. You feel me? So it was always the consistency of knowing Monday, all right, what you gonna do this night? You know what I'm saying? So I like that too. I got so many shows, man. Like you said, you've been to the Velvet Lounge. I used to like those. So I had a show where if it's same kind of competition, but I gave the people like signs where one sign had a fire emoji and the other sign was boo boo. So if they got, I think I've been to one of them. Like, I actually like that show. You know what I'm saying? But I was doing those shows, and in the process of me throwing those shows, is how I started managing Sprado. But it's a lot of stuff we ain't talked about.
I'm happy you brought that up because I actually got Sprado loaded up, man.
Play my boy.
Like before I jump into this record, like did you and Sprado meet from an event you put together at all?
Yeah. That was my last show. I had a show up north, Casa Matiga. I forget whatever the spot was. I had so many shows, but it was a show up north, and I seen him perform, and I was impressed, like totally impressed. So I just had to, his pops came to me and asked, like, yo, what are you doing? Are you managing? And then that's how that came about as far as that.
I know you could break this track down better than anybody. American Dream.
Yeah.
With Jeremih, man. He also came out to Sprado's headliner at Wire and came through, performed the joint with him. You all were pushing this heavy too. I was super excited with you. I was like, oh shit, I can play this.
Yeah.
Can you break down the process of American Dream before I get into it?
So American Dream happened because boom, we fast forward and we end up managing him, and like I said, the connection. So that's family. I said, yo, let's go to LA and chop it up with some of the producers that I know and get you. And we end up staying at Jay House. So when we stayed there, the whole time I was out there, like every time in my mindset, if I traveled with Sprado, it had to be productive. So I have a line full of producers I want you to work with. I got these videos I want you to shoot. I want this what you want to record. So we had knocked out so much stuff, and it was maybe like the last day or two of us being out there, and he was in the studio with my homeboy Ozzy, which is one of the producers that work heavy with Jay, and he was about to rock. He was locked in with Sprado heavy, so they did a couple joints. They got to it. They did it to probably. It was working to probably like 5 o'clock. It was one of those times where it was like, man, y'all keep on working. I'm going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But I woke up 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, came down, and Jay was on there already, so he had worked his play. He told him to come listen to it, and it, like, the way type of dude he is, if he like it, he gonna hop on it. You know what I'm saying? So he already was in tune with Sprado, and he most definitely was like supporting the movement. But for him to jump on the record was like
crazy.
That,
it was a real American dream right there.
I did that. You know what I'm saying? So that was fire.
Yo, do us a favor and yourself a favor by hitting that subscribe button. Make sure to tap that notification bell as well so you can stay updated. Now let's get to the video. For those that don't know, on our banner, we got Sprado on the banner.
That's fire, bro.
I want to say we put this headliner together. What was that? 2018, 2019?
Well, that was 2018. That was 2018.
Damn, years be going by fast as hell.
That was 2018.
That's crazy.
Ancient as hell.
Don't it?
Damn, 2018.
Damn.
That's just
It was super memorable, and I mean, I just gotta ask, man. Are you two still in cahoots with each other? Y'all cool? Y'all still working on things?
That's always gonna be family because we did a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Within those couple years that we worked together, as far as like business and still like conversing, no, we chop it up. You know what I'm saying? He'll say something on the gram or something, and I'll say something back on the gram. But as far as like us communicating like that, it ain't that.
Like when did you start to see a change within like the management or just a change within the career?
Okay, so if I rocked with him 2018, we went hard 2018, we went hard 2019. 2020 was pandemic.
Yep.
So that's when everything kind of shut down. Like niggas weren't doing shows, niggas couldn't even put no show together. It was just like stuck in the mud type shit. But we kind of, in that process, we still got a lot of work done. Like we got the feature with NLE Chopper, got the video shot during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? He ran up the views on YouTube. So that was like big accomplishment. And I think as that record started to, do what it did, I think, like I said, the pandemic changed a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Changed the trajectory of the plans.
Right. It changed a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So we accomplished a lot. We had a lot of big meetings. There was a lot of things that we could have been saying that we didn't. We was just waiting for that actual thing to happen.
Are you open to speak on some of like the meeting?
Yeah, man. We met with a lot of labels. We met with Atlantic Records. We met with Epic. We met with one of the big ones was who was talking the biggest thing. It just didn't work out. Was L.A. Reid's. What's this shit called?
Epic.
No, he ain't that epic.
Oh,
he got the,
he do got the new joint. Shoot, I forgot the name of it.
It's fucked up, but yeah. Shit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He got a, but no, he had. It was a nice meeting as far as people coming in and him flying us out and him putting us up in the room, and I think when it didn't go as planned and all those meetings happened, and this is the thing with artists, like y'all can't let any situation detour you from your main goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different opportunities that can come, and if that opportunity don't work, like, y'all got to keep grinding. So that's why I say consistency. That's the only way you're gonna win in music. Like, is being consistent. You can't drop a song and think that it's gonna do what it's doing if you ain't promoting it, if you ain't doing what you got to do as far as making it that. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want people to get in their hustle, not specifically saying with Sprado, but just Chicago artists all, because I still root for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Was Sprado your first managed artist?
Honestly, no. So when I was doing it, I managed another artist, and I got him very far, and it's kind of like the similar situation, but it was a artist that I managed, and I got him on. I remember 106 Apart.
Yeah.
What was the shit called? What was the thing they had for artists to come on 106 Apart?
Wild Out Wednesday?
Wild Out Wednesday.
Oh, damn.
So I had worked my muscle, and that was during the time I had met my people down at, I had the internship at Bad Boy. So when I came back and started doing the Victor Hotel, it was a main artist I was working with. Big up to Avery Smith. That's my boy. And I had another artist named Miracle Boy. Avery Smith, anybody know during that time, he was the dude. Like, you came to the Victor, you seen him. And during that time, I got him on Wild Out Wednesday on 106 Park, and he won. You know what I'm saying? Another opportunity came where we had meetings, and I remember a specific meeting with Wayne Williams. He was over at wherever, Jive. But Jive was closing. Had a meeting with him. Same situation. I'm sitting at the table thinking shit about to happen. He calling people in, but his position was being filled because Jive was folding. So he had to move to another label where he didn't have signing power. So in that process, the artist that I was working with, it discouraged. You know what I'm saying?
Does this discourage you in any ways as well? Like,
it just so happened that I got that can't stop, won't stop in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it get discouraging.
That bad boy mentality.
Real shit. Like, it just so happened that I really live by that. Like, what something don't happen for me, and I feel like even with me now, like, my blessings, every situation that I was in, I can look up to right now to this moment how it happened for me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that door closed, but I remember I met this motherfucker because of this. You know what I'm saying? So I can look at the good at it outside of it being bad for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I always think positive. Like, I'm not gonna think negative on nothing. And if you hear about any situation that I'm promoting right now, anything that I do, it just so happened I put the best behind it. Like, I put anything that I do is the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, I'm about to promote Chemistry. That's why I work at. That's the best restaurant in Chicago right now. Hands down. Black-owned steakhouse at Hyde Park. That's the best shit in the world. But when I say that, people is living up to it. That's a viral restaurant. Y'all got to come check us out. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Of course.
But, no. Anything that I do, my talent shows, the best talent show I ever had. Sprado was the best artist in Chicago at the moment. That's what I stamped at. You know what I'm saying? I live by that. So anything, that's how I come into the room. That's how I approach my shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Another thing to think about too, like, you literally gave artists great opportunities. That ain't easy to do it with one artist and then go and do it with another.
Come on, man.
That's honestly, not easy at all.
And people don't know the background, but like I said, all the situations that I've been in lead me to those situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be a lot of celebrities popping through Chemistry, but that's based off of, I met this nigga in 20 and hey man, I'm in Chicago. Oh, pull up. You know what I'm saying? Or just like, ironically, I seen you in Ghana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was crazy.
You see people in those situations, people remember those, and it got me to the opportunity to have an interview. Like, if I wouldn't have seen you in Ghana, I probably wouldn't.
No, you would have still. You was on trust.
Appreciate it, but I'm just saying, like, that opportunity led me to come.
We always talking about T.Taylor.
Like,
damn, when T.Taylor?
So you've been on. No,
that's dope. But I mean, like, I think, like I said, every opportunity leads to whatever opportunity you went to, man. You know
before we get into Chemistry, I want to know if you still open to even managing artists anymore. Like, is that still a thing for you?
Somebody else just asked me that, and at the moment, no. At the moment, no, because I haven't seen, and this is maybe a conversation for Chicago. I haven't seen nothing, and it's not being presented for somebody to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the next time I would step in that field, like I have a 4-year-old daughter. And she sings a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I can try to groom that into making that what I would like to see it is. But as far as me putting my own personal time, because that's a lot of time. That's like you really becoming. And at the time I was having kids. I was having kids and I was managing Sprado, so that he became my kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was taking him to the shows. I was making sure we got to the airport. I was doing so many different things where, like, it was so time consuming where it's like, I'm not doing it no more. No.
No, like, nah, that's too much.
Unless something come and it's like a no-brainer. The next thing that I touch will have to be like a no-brainer. And of course, you know, that can come, you know what I'm saying? But as of now, that's not where my mind is.
Also, you spoke on, like, do you feel like the music industry here, because you say you don't, you know, have you found like some you like to listen to, or do you feel like the music
it's
game
so
right
crazy
now
because it's some Chicago artists that, like, I got my own little iTunes T.Taylor PlayStation, and they'll play random songs of, I guess, of people who I like or who are similar artists. And it's some Chicago artists that I know their records came out. Like, I'm gonna give these people a shout out because these are records that I'm actually listening to. Damn, it's fucked up. So, Solo CeeLo.
Solo CeeLo.
Y'all heard of it?
I heard of. Yeah, we actually got some Solo CeeLo in the system. Yep.
Peep Shorty. He was trying to get me to rock with him back in the day. He did The Wire, matter of fact.
He did do the wire. He had his shirt off, didn't he?
He did The Wire. So, but like, in 2023, his music is that. Like, he got some good shit. I hate that I can't think of this dude's name, but he's very energetic. I'm about to, if we still got time, I'm about to find it. He got a song called Rapido Pronto. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Oh, what's this nigga name?
Pronto Spaz out? You say Rapido Pronto?
Solo the Dweeb?
Solo Dweeb.
Okay.
Thank you.
Got you. Solo the Dweeb. Yeah.
Solo the Dweeb is tough.
That's funny.
But if that whole little project that he got, like that whole little project.
You gotta see him live.
I did.
Oh yeah, that man go crazy.
Nah, he cold. But these are things that at one point, and maybe I'm just not in that field no more, but at one point I used to see these people out and I used to see them perform. I don't know if people not throwing shows. Y'all, what's up with iLLANOiZE next show?
Look, you sound look.
Nah, for real, because they need that. Maybe we need to come up with something to do.
You know what?
Together,
Maybe but y'all heard it. You know what? No, seriously. Let's
because
talk about that.
I'm thinking that the outlets is not as accessible as they was, and if they are doing it, it's only the people that's coming to perform to see it. You know what I'm saying? I think showcases need to be where people are being like. I always want people to come to my show and have the thought process. If it's somebody at the radio, if I brought a DJ in there, if I brought somebody in there, it's gonna excel you in your career. Like, you're just not coming you're not just not coming to just perform. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what made my shit so different, because it was like, all right, I'm gonna have 7 DJs that's killing the club right now come to my show, and y'all perform in front of them, and we're gonna agree to whatever song wins this competition that I'm doing, that they gonna break this record. You know what I'm saying? So I had that relationship with the DJs. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think ever since the pandemic, the selection of venues that hip hop artists and hip hop shows
they got very selective.
They got very selective in the city. Yeah. So, like, you know, the Wire had closed down. That's not available no more.
It's a new venue,
and that was our main go-to.
Right.
The Wire now, they're tapped into more so like the Latin community, which is cool.
What about Sub T and shit? Like
Sub T, Sub T still doing Sub
T.
You know,
Emporium.
Emporium no longer like really do shows. They do like let DJ collectives come in and DJ and like parties, but they don't.
That's
really
what we do our free shows at.
Right. So yeah, after the pandemic, a lot of things shifted with the venues and their mentality on who they want in their venues, like, or just how they do things.
Like, I think music is like you know, you used to think back in the day, like, you had to buy a CD and you had to live with that CD. You know what I'm saying? I think with music right now, it's like, if I don't like that, I'm going to the next motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think people are not giving music it's time to season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's the last hit y'all heard? Like, what's a hit?
Me personally, Lil Blessing Liquor Store.
You talking about any Lil Blessing guy? He got one, but
is that? I mean, that's a national hit, or is that?
No. I thought you meant just what I listened to.
Yeah. I was talking about,
of course, Glorilla. You know, she got the Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? She going crazy. You got
it's so crazy because the people that managed Glorilla was the people who I had with Sprado.
Damn.
Young Gotti and all them shit like that. That's the story that maybe y'all can have that own interview with him and maybe he can break that shit down. But the backing that I had with him is all CMG.
Damn. CMG be on it.
Yeah. So it was like the guy. I'm gonna let him tell that story. But that was the machine that I was moving with that machine like that was the machine. You know what I'm saying? Like I had some shit pushed behind Shorty.
Damn, man. But I mean, it's definitely some joints making their way around. Like, of course, and the ladies. I feel like the ladies
killing.
Been keeping, the hip hop shit alive.
Hip hop
is alive,
some
but
shit on.
You got Lola Brooke doing her thing.
Yeah, I'm talking about. But see, I love the other. I want to see what
from
Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I seen these girls got a song.
You talking about the Mary Blaze, Mellow Bucks? It's like a bunch of ladies on one track. Yeah,
is it Miska Muska too? Y'all heard?
I forgot the, but I know who you talking about.
Page,
yeah, it's
like,
the ladies is coming together.
It was 4 women and they some cool ratchet shit.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
Chicago got some shit. Chicago got some shit.
We just need to put it more on us.
On the front.
Yeah, because I think now.
How do we do that, T? Because, you got some of that background where you can.
You know what? One time in Chicago, the only time I felt like Chicago really, really, really came together, and this was momentarily, Clubhouse. During the pandemic, when I say we was a room and everybody who was anybody was in that room. Clubhouse was booming. Yeah, nigga, we gotta get together, man. When this shit over with, man, we gonna link up. We gonna make some shit happen.
And you don't see none of that shit.
Man, that shit. And I just feel like, it's a lot of chopper. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, and I think that's just Chicago. It's sad, but it's like, it's sad because I love it. When we did that show together, like that was a real good moment for the city. You know what I'm saying? Like I had my own thing. Y'all, Illinois was already busting. You know what I'm saying? Like we had the opportunity. We put something together for an artist, and it was nice.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that was a dope ass night.
Huge success. You know what I mean?
Something I'll never forget.
That's
why I'm like,
success.
You know what? We gonna definitely talk and put something together for the city.
I think we should, because I think y'all still got y'all ears as far as who is that, and I feel like if the only thing is they missing is a stage, like we know we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know we can do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I feel I want to and this is just a vision of mine. Like I want to manage like a group, like but an R&B group. Like not just no regular group or a melodic type group. Like,
you know what I was just thinking about? Like it's no R&B groups no more.
You sit there and think about, and that's why I had to say and think about my brother. How my brother and them, like they used to have these females going crazy. That's fandemonium. Like
they don't even have like a real R&B singer like in this generation.
None.
Like I remember growing up, we had Pretty Ricky.
All of them.
All that like
it was 112, Jagged Edge. You could go down the list of groups with
singers.
There's no groups.
Everybody's just rapping.
Everybody's rapping. Like it's for like the vocal cords just lost a motherfucker. Like they is not trying to sing out here no more. And
how you getting good?
And even like I had another show with y'all when I had my brother's concert. When we linked up with him.
Yep.
But it was so hard to find R&B opening acts for that show.
Oh, I remember. We came together on that. We
it was like,
go
damn, like, but it's like Chicago, like you got your Josh K's, which I use often, you know what I'm saying, because he's out here grinding. Chanel, you know what I'm saying, who's out here grinding. But it's like, as far as R&B singing in Chicago, that's a call out. I would like to see where the R&B singers at. I got R&B singers that I do use at Chemistry. I'm talking about R&B singers who like, those are people who I use for like cover songs, who can do an R&B playlist just singing. I'm talking about people who really want to take their shit on some
jazz.
You got
jazz.
Audrey Valentine.
Audrey V.
Sounds familiar.
You probably
Audrey V.
I'm telling you, Jazz Cole, Audrey V.
So like, can we put together a show for these people before? Like,
of course, we actually brought Jazz out to one of our last events back outside when the doors finally came back open. But yeah, definitely know a couple of R&B on the male and female side. So we could do some, my brother, definitely. Before we cap things off, we gotta talk about chemistry.
Okay.
Because I remember you were saying a little while ago that you was putting something together, like some things was coming in the forefront, and then all of a sudden chemistry, it pops up. And I'm like, oh shit, this is dope as hell, and it's in Hyde Park.
Yeah.
and that's a place that has a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
And you all brought it out in 2022. The pandemic hit in 2020. Where was it? Did you all deal with any of the pandemic issues?
Yeah, for sure. It's so crazy because it was offered to me during the pandemic. Like everything shut down, so you just had to really like figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That was a time for people just like, all right, what I'm about to do. And the opportunity came. Big up to Rico Nance, who's the owner. He hit me up when it was dust in there. Like, man, I want you to come check out this spot. I'm about to open it up. Told me the name. I'm like, man, this is dope. But at the moment, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, this is a dusty ass room. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, for sure. Like, cool, let me know. And he was giving me the time period of, we were open in 3 months, but like I said, the pandemic was there, so we had to wait for a liquor license. So it ended up me having the actual opportunity to work there. It was like within an 8-month span before you really start. So I thank God for my patience, you know what I'm saying? But during that process, we grinded out, and once doors open, somebody came in and that motherfucker went viral. Man, and I mean, it's not a night that is not packed. Like, every night is packed. So it's a blessing to be a part of that. You know what I mean? The plan is to get Chemistry Dallas, Chemistry Atlanta, Chemistry and those are in works. Like, they was just not talking. So those are things that's actually in works. And like I said, man, you come down there, it's a moment. Like, you come down there, you can get a steak, and we got DJs, we got live bands, we got people playing saxophone, we got people playing the keys. It's just a nice, like, you think of Harlem Nights in 2023, like, real grown and sexy. You come in there, you suited and booted, you got your lady, people in there celebrating birthdays left to right. It's just a good time, man. Like I said, you think of eating food and music. If you like food and music, like,
that's the spot.
That's the spot. You know what I'm saying? So
how is it being an entertainment manager there? Because you're literally curating. Is it every night?
Every night. So it's live entertainment there 6 days a night. And it's more things that I'm tapping back into. So I've had my thing that I really tapped. Like I said, comedy's always been my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I got I threw my first comedy show there in October. I had another one in November, and I can still throw them, but I'm trying to figure out a way for it to be a part of the dining experience, because I was throwing the comedy shows when the restaurant was closed. So now, going into the next month, Valentine's Day, I'm about to have a poetry slam in there. As you eat, you can watch poetry. Then you got the comedy shows I'm gonna do, comedy shows as you eat. Another thing, we got a big projector screen with a lot of TVs in there, so you can have dinner in a movie. So play like a 90s R&B movie or something, you in there eating with your lady, but you eating a steak, and good vibes only, you know what I'm saying? So these are things that I'm starting to curate as far as what's gonna be going into the next month. But 6 days a week, I'm over all the entertainment. Like I said, I'm looking for R&B singers. If you cold,
how can they tap in? Yeah, how can they tap in?
They can tap in. You can follow me on Instagram, T.Taylor Music. No, that's not. Is it? No, my shit is T.Taylor on deck. I'm giving you my email today. My bad. It's T.Taylor on deck. He like, hey, your shit.
I'm so like, hold up.
He looked down his phone. No, it's T.Taylor on deck. T.Taylor on deck. And on Facebook, it's T.Taylor. I mean, it's Terrell, CEO Taylor. I ain't really got into TikTok like that. And I feel bad because I feel like I'm that old nigga that's gonna be like, damn, it's
I guess we on the same boat.
You ain't in it too?
I mean,
like,
I try.
I look on there, but I ain't active on that motherfucker. Like, I don't know why I feel like you gotta dance on there.
You ain't got to.
Right.
It just that's what we see.
You don't have to. I sing on there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See? Like, you found your thing.
I just be singing.
Yeah, you found your thing.
I just be doing shit. Like, sometimes I just be up in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it get you.
I just do it.
It feeds your social.
I just be bored. It just be bored sometimes.
Yeah.
You do it when you bored.
And it's so crazy because I work at a high school and I do music business for the high school, but Instagram is the old nigga shit. Like they not fucking with Instagram. These kids is like, you on Instagram? They look at it like we probably look
like
at
it's Facebook.
Damn.
Yeah.
How is that teaching high school? Like,
whew, man. So the program that I work with is called Build. And Build is an outreach program that they go to schools and they are looking for high-risk students, you know what I'm saying? And these high-risk students come to your classroom and you teach them extracurricular activities. So it's everybody in the program has their own thing. And my thing is the music, you know what I'm saying? So I go in, actually I go down there 5 days a week. And I go down there and I teach these kids basically like publishing. Basically, like right now we in different genres of music. What genre do you like? You know what I'm saying? What artists that you think is cold. Let's try to pull up some history behind them and see how they got to where they at. Just kind of just getting their mind outside of always, like, a lot of people just want to rap, you know what I'm saying? So I try to wrap their mind around the actual music business on how could you get paid on the outer skirts of it. Like, you don't always have to do that. I would love to bring y'all in one day to talk to them just so they can see like this, you know what I'm saying?
Let us know, my brother.
I promise to God, because like that, I feel like that'd be dope. I just want to bring people in because these kids, at first I look, you know, it's a check. Granted, it's a check, but at the end of the day, once you start getting in there and they start, you know, knowing your name and starting to, you know, really start,
it's more than the check.
It start becoming more.
You feel like you have a duty.
And it's like now it's to a point where like, you know, they call me even outside of it being in school. Hey, Mr. Terrell, can you do that? And I feel the need like, yeah, let me help Shorty out. So I think that's really helping me out as far as just summing it up as far as what I've done. Like, they are intrigued that I just came back from Ghana. You know what I'm saying? I can show them my passport and they can actually physically see the places that I've been. And that motivates them. Like, all right, because the school is fucked up. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, like, I be telling the kids, like, don't let your situation that you in right now be your story. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't let that be the sum of be all. And they, like I said, they respect me for that. You know what I'm saying? Because they can actually see. Like, I can tell them 100 times, yeah, I did, but nigga, I just left Ghana.
And I'm back teaching.
They watching you on Instagram. They get on Instagram and look,
right. Like this, he just did this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it hit different, and they, the more they see my face, the more they are, you know, willing to let their guard down, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't got that at the crib or wherever they from. So
that's dope as hell. But yeah, definitely keep us in mind. We love to come talk to the kids, man. I'm most
definitely gonna bring y'all in. That's a fact.
You gotta let people know again how they can tap in with you, and you know, how they can stop by chemistry as well.
Yeah, man, tap in with me. I got a lot of things in the works that's gonna be taking place at Chemistry. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, T.Taylor on deck. Like I said, on Facebook, Terrell CEO Taylor. TikTok, I think it's T.Taylor on deck. I'm not sure, but we'll find our ways. We're gonna tap into that for sure. But yeah, my main source of contact, you can hit me up on Instagram, and yeah, I most definitely respond to all DMs. Chemistry is open 6 days a week. That we only close on Fridays, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm on my way down there right now. If y'all listening, man, y'all can pull up. Saturday Night Live is one of the hottest spots in the city, man. I got a live band about to hit the stage at 7, and I got DJ Mustafa Rocks gonna close the night out, man. It's gonna be a movie. Tomorrow I got RJ Mitchell in Bronzeville hitting the stage, and then I got DJ Bishop closing the night out. So it'd be a movie, man. So if y'all come in, y'all ask for Terrell, T.Taylor, whatever y'all know me as, and I'm gonna make sure y'all straight.
Man, y'all heard my mans, man. I appreciate you sliding. Man, this was a great convo, my brother.
Man, shit. We can talk some more.
We gonna bring you back through some more times, man. And I'm gonna pop out the Chemistry as well.
Please do, man. Make sure you take care. Bring your lady, man. I'm telling you, so I'll make sure you get you.
Don't say that.
You want at the end of the night.
Already got a 10 out of 10. I would recommend.
Listen, I'm telling you, if y'all want I'm telling you, y'all now, y'all do a date night, and it's a night that I'm there. Trust me, y'all lady gonna love y'all. Every person who came in like T, I'll be like, I take care of them big time. You know, make sure y'all straight, man. Make sure y'all have a good time. Make sure your lady love you more.
Thank
That's
you.
what the chemistry about.
He gonna give you that chemistry when you get home.
For sure,
just make sure you wrap it up before you smack it up.
That X and O.
For real.
Hey, speaking of another, before we end things off, gotta shout out Kodo Hibachi, a black-owned restaurant.
I just seen that.
Just opened up today. Was the grand opening. We checked this spot out yesterday. It's black-owned, and it has a Japanese chef, and the food,
it's good. It's
delicious.
good. And it's right on 31st, right? Right on 31st.
Right, like literally
it's hibachi.
Block or two off the expressway.
A black-owned hibachi.
Black-owned hibachi takeout spot.
Is it room? Like, it ain't gonna be like no creamy?
No, it's like a takeout spot. It's a
it's a takeout.
It's like a takeout spot. You can sit in and dine in and eat. But it's more so you take out. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the space is similar to like a Harold's. Sit down space.
But it's hibachi.
It's hibachi.
And you see them cooking it up too.
That shit. No, I most definitely put
man, y'all check out Kodo Hibachi. Just opened. Man, appreciate them for having us come by and check out the food. It was delicious.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Shout out. That shit was fire.
It was delicious. So I got what did I get? The chicken. I got the chicken hibachi.
The dragon chicken.
The dragon chicken hibachi, and they did their thing with the garlic sauce, the garlic sauce, and the spicy yum sauce. Okay. And then I got my son some sushi, some California sushi rolls, and he banged them up. Yeah. So yeah, y'all check that out. Other than that, man, as always, you can tune in from every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. Download that app because it's about to be back active.
Yes, sir.
Download it. All you're gonna have to do is update. Just follow our pages at iLLANOiZE Radio at Illinois, so you can stay updated on when to update your app. With that being said, I mean, Jones, what you on?
I'm on Life. You feel me? And as you should be on it too. Man, it's cracking, man. It's what division title, conference title, going down tomorrow. I'm be getting the crib locked in, watching football. So I'm ready for that. I'm ready to go to sleep right now so I can watch it. But other than that, man, Chicago, it feels good outside if you dressed up properly. So I need y'all to do me a few favors.
What's that?
Party hard, but party safe. And if you can't do both, stay your ass in the house.
Yeah.